Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about my April TBR. Let's get started. Your demon queen haseth returneth. I'm cosplaying today as a demon daddy. I'm cosplaying today as your daddy. This is who I am now. I'm a horror queen. And nothing changed. I've always been like this. Your horror queen has returned, has come back for you. I would never forget about you. Never. But before we get into all of that, we do have to thank and talk about our sponsor, Book of the Month. Thank you so much to Book of the Month for sponsoring this video. If you didn't know, Book of the Month is a monthly subscription service where you get books delivered to you monthly. The process is super easy. Let's break it down. You go on their website, you see their 5 to 7 selections, choose your selections, you choose your books or your book. Okay, maybe you add like an add-on or whatever. You follow your heart basically in that moment. And then they ship it to you. You get it. You open this beautiful blue box. You either read the book or you're like me and you put it on your shelf and then 6 years later, that's when you read it. Either way, Book of the Month is a super affordable, amazing way to get quality books and new books. It's a good way to stay in touch, you know what I mean? Because each month they have new selections, 5 to 7 of them, may I add. What's also super amazing about Book of the Month is you can pause your subscription, okay? You can pause it. Say April, you get your book. You're like, yes, I'm literally living and laughing and loving. And then May, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna take it slow. This month I'm like thinking about my budget or whatever. You can pause. You can pause the subscription for May. For June, you can pause the subscription and then you can come right back to it when you need to. If you use the code GETFUN, GETFUN, you can get your first book for $9.99. $9.99 for a hard cover book. $9.99. That's literally a steal. It's literally a steal. You are stealing these books from Book of the Month. You're not, but practically. Like, you're basically stealing from them. It's such a good deal. Click the link in my description. Use code GETFUN for $9.99 for your first book. It's such a good deal. You literally cannot go wrong with it. Let's talk about what they sent me for their April picks, okay? First of all, let's open the actual Book of the Month box, okay? I have this book. This is useless information, but they also send you these really cute bookmarks. And like, I know it's like a bookmark, but like at the same time, it's just like a nice touch. I really like it. Anyway, the first pick we have is Like a Sister by Kelly Garrett. I think I'm gonna add this book to my TBR. Like, just the cover, just the title, just everything about it screams to me. It also kind of matches me today. Like, it's kind of serving you like blood red countess vampire. I don't really know what it's about, but I like going into things a little bit blind. I'm gonna add this to my TBR, but you can get this from Book of the Month with the code GETFUN for $9.99 for your first book. They also have The Good Left Undone by Adriana Trigani. Look how beautiful this cover is. It's literally stunning. From what I understand, this is like time travel. This is like matriarch of the family trying to save the timelines or whatever. It says that 2 timelines intersect and weave together in unexpected and heartbreaking ways that lead the family to shocking revelations and ultimately redemption. One of the other books you can choose from is Bittersweet: How Sorrow and Longing Can Make Us Whole. This is a nonfiction book. I almost want to read it because, I'm sorry, sorrow and longing is like my entire game. It's like my whole personality. We also have Kaiki. This is a novel about a girl who's like the daughter of like, I think this emperor or this king of this like kingdom. Her mother is banished basically by her father. Like, he's like, get out, leave our whole kingdom, get out of here. And so Kaiki's like, what the actual F is going on here? And then she discovers magic left behind by her mother and comes into her power. Sounds really freaking good. Also, this cover is literally stunning. Lastly, we have a book called True Biz by Sarah Novick. This is a novel about a school for the deaf and the students who go to that school. It doesn't sound like anything else I've seen, and I'm really really excited to get to it. Those are all of the selections for book of the month that I have, but go ahead and check out their website. Again, the link is down below. And with the code GETFUN, GETFUN, you can get your first book for $9.99. It's literally so easy. It's literally so inexpensive. Like, what do you have to lose? Thank you so much to Book of the Month for sponsoring this video. Let's get started. I do want to talk to you about one or two things. I've been thinking about what I want to talk about because it's been a while since I've done like a little affirmation, like a little pep talk, and I was unsure of where I wanted to go and like what I wanted to talk about and what I wanted to reassure you of. And I think the thing that is really stuck with me, I think the thing that I'm most wanting to say to you and talk to you about is that I think you should go to therapy. I think you should talk to someone. And I for sure am the first fucking person, okay, who would admit that I need to go to therapy. I have, because my mental health is not really mental health anymore. It's just a single string holding on. You know what I mean? Like, and if you relate to that, I think you need to admit to yourself that it's not good. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not healthy. Like, it's cute to be like, I have anxiety, you know, like that's cute and it's fun. But at the end of the day, like, who's really laughing? I want you to live a fulfilled and happy life. I want you to strive and fucking thrive, bitch. I want you at the end of the day to sit there and say, I fucking did that because I had the strength to do it. And sometimes we don't have the strength to do it. Okay, I haven't. That's for fucking sure. And so I need you to evaluate your shit. Even if you feel fine, I'm telling you, therapy, talking to a professional is some of the most validating shit that you will ever experience. Like, therapy changed my fucking life. It changed the way I thought about myself and my trauma and my childhood. It changed the way I thought about fucking everything. Go to therapy. Talk to someone, okay? Because it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to say, I'm not doing so great. I might need like assistance, you know? Like, it's okay for those things to be true because it can be true. You can think that you're a bad bitch. And you can also think that you need somebody to talk to about your depression. Like, I think self-love and I think confidence is a lot to do with how we feel on the inside and how we think of ourselves on the inside and how our willingness to let go of how other people see us. But I think what it also is this understanding that we are our first and only caregiver in adulthood. If you're a child, like, your parents should be taking care of you. The only person responsible for you is you. And I think a big proponent of loving yourself, of being confident, is taking care of yourself. And that includes seeing a therapist, talking to someone. It means taking care of your little brain. And I want that for you. I want you to be happy. And I want you to feel comfortable. And I don't want you to suffer or feel isolated because your mental illness, because your depression, your anxiety, whatever it is, has convinced you otherwise. You're worthy of love. You're worthy of being taken care of. And you're worthy of loving yourself. Okay, anyway, love you. Let's get started, okay? It's been a long intro, and you just probably want me to talk about the books I want to read. So let's do it. First things first, I'm the realist. Second things first, we have to talk about what I'm reading for my Patreon. If you don't know, I have a Patreon. It's this little thing that you can sign up for, behind the scenes, extra access type thing that you can sign up for. Each month, my patrons and I choose books. We read them, we discuss them. I do live shows over there, like at least twice a month, if not more. And I just revamped the Discord. So the Discord is literally popping off. Like, it's so beautiful. I'm so happy with it. If you're interested in joining the Patreon, if you want to help support me and the channel, we greatly appreciate it, and we would love to have you on the Patreon. The lowest tier is only $3 a month. The book club tier is $5. Okay, but so for the Patreon, we are reading 3 books, okay? 3. The first book is a book that I haven't hauled because I just bought it for the Patreon because I added it to the poll and it won. And this is our horror book club. We're going to be reading The Book of Cold Cases by Simone St. James. Do I have any idea what this is about? Do you think I even know a little bit? I don't. I really don't. I haven't read a Simone St. James book before. I've seen them around. I've just never gotten to like picking one up. I'm a bit nervous because I don't know what to expect, but I have heard good things. Not specifically about this book, but about her other books. I'm not gonna read the synopsis because I think I want to go into this pretty blind. I want to go into it with like no expectations. I just want to like see what happens. But I am excited to read it. I am excited to have my first little taste of Miss Simone. She sounds great. I hope this was worth my money because it was like $30. By the way, I didn't even talk about it. I did my nails last night and they are different. They are different, but I love them. I'm really happy with how they turned out. This set is actually kind of giving me life right now. I didn't think I would like it as much, but I kind of love it. It's like brown cow stunning. Anyway, for the Patreon Smut Club, we will be reading Olivia Dade's Teach Me. This is a romance, I think, smut novel about this hot, fat teacher. Okay, and she's hot and she's fat and she's a teacher at this school. And then there's this other guy who's like a hot and a teacher and they like meet. And I think romance and sexual relations ensue. I am obsessed with this cover, okay? I love it so much. This bitch is giving me everything I've ever wanted and needed and more. Like, I love it so much. I'm so excited to read this. This book in particular, and I think this series in particular, is self-published. I'm excited to see if there's a difference between like these books and her other series that I read, including, spoiler alert, And All the Feels. It was like a whole drama with this book because another book almost won, and then a few people were like threatening mutiny. So it was crazy. It was crazy, but Teach Me won. We're gonna read it. Next month, I think we might be reading From Ash and Blood. But anyway, the piece de la resistance, okay, of the month of my TBR, and I'm so excited. I'm literally gonna start reading it today, and I'm also gonna start doing a reading vlog, so watch out for that. And that is A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. I'm so excited. Okay, if you missed it, if you didn't see, I did a reading vlog for A Court of Thorn and Roses. If you didn't see it, I will link it and put it down below in the description. Please go check out that video because I had so much fun reading the first book. I loved it so much. I'll talk more about it in my wrap up, but I literally loved, I laughed, I lived, okay? And so I cannot wait to read the second book because, like I said in my reading vlog, so many people were like, the first book sucks, don't worry about it, just ignore it. But the second book is really where shit gets good. So I was very confused when the first book really slapped. So I'm wondering, like, how good is this book gonna be? Like, if the first book was amazing, is this book gonna be like a 10 out of 10? Like a 12 out of 10? Like, what am I going into? And I'm so excited. I'm gonna start reading it today. I cannot wait. I love you so much, Sarah. Sarah, thank you. Thank you, Sarah. I'm also thinking about reading the Throne of Glass series. And I don't know who I am anymore. I'm not even gonna lie to you, I don't know who I am. Am I Jordaline or am I a basic bitch? You know, like, am I Jordaline or am I the kind of bitch who just like drools and salivates over fairy men? I don't know, and I don't know what I want for myself either. Like, I say drooling over fairy men and it kind of sounds good, so so I don't know. I might need like an intervention or something. I'm so excited to read this. From what I know, we're focusing more on somebody else, and I think there's going to be more sex scenes. And I live for that because I wanted more sex scenes in the first book. Okay, so for the rest of my reading, I do have every intention of adding Like a Sister to my TBR because this book looks stunning and I really want to read it. I said in the beginning of the video that your horror queen, that your demon goddess has returned. It's because I think I'm getting back into horror. Like, I've kind of missed it. Like, I've kind of wanted horror. I've missed the macabre. I've missed the darkness. I've missed the disturbing, the grotesque. I'm gonna maybe try to do like a little tentative step back into the spooky. I have 4 horror novels on my TBR this month, and I'm really excited for literally all of them. First things first, let's quickly just talk about a book that I have been wanting to read for the last like 2 months, and it just hasn't been the right time. It's never been the right time. And I think I've even added it to my TBR like in earlier months, but I'm hoping that this month it will be. Okay, I'm talking about Slewfoot by Brom. I have heard such amazing things about this, to the point where like I hear about it like once every week. Okay, I hear about it all the time, and I just constantly am like, why haven't I read that yet? Why hasn't this been on my TBR? Why hasn't my mouth in my why my mouth, what the fuck, why hasn't my nose been between these pages? Okay, why? It hasn't been the right timing, and I think this month, this is gonna be the month, because I don't know if you know, but April is gonna be amazing. Okay, I'm like finishing up my semester for my summer break, where I'm taking fucking time off for myself, and my best friend Sam is coming to visit me, and I can't wait to see her, because we're gonna be spending like a whole ass week together. We're gonna like eat, we're gonna fucking like geek out on like all of the shit that we love. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see her. April's gonna be amazing. And then also I want to do more content. I want to post more frequently. Shit in April is just gonna be wild, okay? And I'm so excited. I'm hoping that I can read this book. I am buddy reading 1 book this month, and with a person that I met like a few weeks ago, maybe like 2 weeks ago. I was on a live with Katie and a bunch of other booktubers, and there was this girl named Bree. Okay, and I saw Bree and I was like, oh my god, she's kind of funny. She's also like super fucking pretty, but like I didn't say that because I didn't want to be creepy, you know? I mean, I am creepy, but I don't want people to know it like immediately. So I was just like, oh my god, she's like really funny, she's really pretty, I like love this girl. And then we had the same coffee mug. That was a moment where I was like, click, it clicked. And so I was like, oh my god, Brie, we're literally soulmates. We are literally soulmates. You cannot tell me that this is not destined. Anyway, so then we were talking, or I posted something on my story. I don't even like remember, but she said that she wanted to buddy read it with me, and I got so excited. Anyway, if you're not following Brie, if you're not already checking her out, you need to. Her personality is one of the most like infectious things I've ever fucking seen or heard. You see her and you just want to know more about her because she just glows. She glows. Anyway, we're gonna buddy read together Joplin's Ghost by Tananarive. This, first of all, is by our queen Tananarive. We live, we laugh, and we love. I love her so much. I would literally, I think, die for her. Like, is that weird to say? I think I would though. Anyway, I don't think I've hauled this, but I bought this recently because I heard about it, I think just like randomly. And when I first heard the synopsis, it was like instantly like, why have I not bought that? Why have I not read that? That sounds amazing, but also kind of weird. So it's about this girl. She moves into this house, I think, where this music producer used to live, but I think he was murdered. But his ghost, I think, haunts the place still. And she, I think, has like sexy moments with the ghost. Like, I think there's sex scenes with her, this living woman, and the ghost of Joplin. It sounds okay. And okay, so you hear that and you're like, that's ridiculous, but I'm in. But then you also see that it has 4-star reviews, 5-star reviews. People love this book, and I get it, because Tananarive's writing is beautiful. But I'm just curious as to like why people love it so much, because the premise seems crazy, but I'm also really into it. Anyway, I'm so excited. So Brie and I are gonna read this together sometime in April, and I can't wait. I was like, you know what? That's like a lot of like ghost stuff. It's a lot of like witches. We need something a little bit more grotesque. We need a little bit of blood. I chose this book to go on my TBR, and that is In the Miso Soup by Haruko, or no, was gonna say Haruki Murakami. That's not it. It's Ryu Murakami. This novel is a Japanese horror. Oh my god, I can't talk. This is a Japanese horror novel about this dude who has this, like, I guess, tourist business kind of thing. He will guide American tourists and stuff around Japan and, like, make money from it. He meets this guy named Frank, who's this, like, fat American tourist guy. And he sees that Frank is a little bit freaky. And I think there's some weird fucked up shit about Frank and what Frank wants to see, what Frank wants to do. It's weird. It's supposed to be really, really gruesome, and I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to reading it. This has been on my shelves for, I think, a year or two, and I just need to read it. I think I just need to actually get my fucking ass into gear and just read it, you know? Like, what's stopping me? I might also do, like, a reading vlog. Now, let's take a break, okay? Let's take a break from the horror, okay? And let's talk about a few other books. So I was gonna add this book to my TBR, but I started reading it earlier. I started reading it on the 31st. Today's the 1st, and I finished it today. Oh, I had to choose a different book, but that was Zenny by Rebecca Weatherspoon. I started this with the intention of adding it to my TBR, but then I actually finished it. It obviously can't go on my TBR, but I loved this so much. So good. But to replace it, I'm gonna add Neon Gods by Katie Roberts to my TBR. This is like Greek retellings, but they're like fucking. All I know is that everyone and their mom loves this. I haven't really read very much like Greek mythology retelling shit. I hope it pays off. I hope it's everything that people say it is and more. Let me know down below if you've read it and what you thought of it. I would love to know your opinion. I watched Katie's vlog for this book and the bitch convinced me. I do want to know why everyone goes crazy about it, what's so like wacko and weird about it. And that is Verity by Colleen Hoover. This apparently is like a romance thriller, and I don't know what to think of that. I'm also kind of excited because I don't think I've ever read like a thriller romance, and that seems like something that's like new and different. Now, I don't know what it's about, but I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I want to keep myself blind because I want to go into it blind as possible. But Katie's reaction to it was wild. And her reaction got me to a point where I was like, fuck it. I said I was never going to read Colleen Hoover, but here we are. People change, you know, people grow, probably for the worse, but still. Yeah, I'm excited to read this. Again, if you have any thoughts on this, let me know down below, because I know that people have varying ideas and opinions about it, but I think for the most part, people love it, right? Right? This next book, I am so excited for. I don't even know why. Like, one of my patrons, Jessie, who is literally an icon and literally an angel, talked about it. She recommended it. I was like, okay, I'm poor, but let me just spend money on this. Let me just buy it. So I did. And I'm really, really excited to read it because it's so different from most things. And that is The Appeal by Janice Hallett. This is about a theater group. Two of the members, who are like a couple, their like grandson or their child or something gets cancer, and so they're like, no, this is the worst that could have happened. No, but then they're like, oh my god, there's this like experimental treatment that our grandson could get. We just need the money for it, but it's like super fucking expensive. This theater troupe are like, you know what? We love you. You are our family. You're our family. And we would never leave you behind, you know? And they're all just like teary-eyed and they're like, oh my god, it's so crazy. Really like, oh, you know? And then things become a little bit dramatic, I guess. People start feeling as though the whole thing is like a lie. People are like whispering in corners or whatever. And everything comes to kind of like a head. And then the day after that, a dead body is found. The whole book is told through like transcripts, text messages, emails, and I could not be more excited. Like, I love books that do this, that kind of put like a different spin on things, like things like that. I'm really, really excited. Jessie had nothing but great things to say about this, so I'm expecting the best. And Jessie, if it's not 100% perfect, I don't know. The last book I want to talk about on my TBR is one that I'm really, really excited for, and kind of the reason why I wanted to sort of like fall more back into horror, and that is Beneath the Stairs by Jennifer Fawcett. This is about a woman named Claire. Claire, as a child, as a 14-year-old girl, went into this house. This house is like famous in her town. It's like rumored to be haunted because this dude and his family lived there once, but then the dude like went crazy and killed his wife and his 2 daughters. That's 3. This is 2 daughters. Since then, people have been very like wary of this house, and it's kind of gotten that kind of like haunted rumor kind of vibe. Like, you know, in movies when people are like, oh my god, don't go near the Abbey house, it's haunted. It's like that. Claire and her friend go to this house, and in the middle of the night, they sneak out of their house, they go into the home, they break in or whatever. Claire comes out perfectly fine, but her friend comes out with pieces of her missing, okay? Now, 20 years later, Claire is just living her life, being a normal adult, you know, whatever. Everything's fine. And then she gets a call that her friend who went into the house with her when she was a kid is in a coma, because that friend went back into that house as an adult and tried to literally kill themselves. Claire is like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And so she's like, you know what? I'm gonna go back to my hometown. I'm gonna check this shit out, see what the fuck is going on. So she goes back with every intention of like trying to figure out why her friend would do this. And I think it's gonna be like a haunting, creepy house moment. And I'm so excited. You know me. You know me, okay? You know your Aunt Jordaline, and your Aunt Jordaline loves haunted houses and haunted, you know, people, you know, possessions. Like, that kind of shit gets me. The demonic, the ghostly, she lives. My friends, my family, my familia. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for spending this time with me. It has been absolutely wonderful to see your little fucking face. If you made it this far into the video, leave me this little emoji, okay? And that way I can know who's my favorite. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe, because we talk about spooky shit, we talk about creepy shit, we talk about appeals and what's beneath the stairs and shit. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below what you have planned to read for the month. I would love to know. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.